We have a burden for the Christian message as it's formed in book form, in print and audio and ebooks. Why? Because Christian literature, Christian books are like little evangelists that go all around the world and help Christians and help churches and help people with solid biblical wisdom. So we believe Christian literature and the development of it and the promotion of it is Christian ministry. That's the way we approach our business as a ministry. We promote rights. Why? So that the resources that we have given to us by our clients could be made available around the world, so that the riches that we have can strengthen the church from Siberia to Senegal, from Brazil to Botswana. We want to spread the riches as found in printed form and in various forms.
The question is, at Goodwill, right? How do you select the books that you deal with? What's the criteria in terms of? I'm sure there is the fine print and all the processes.
Yes.
Generally, what are you looking for when you find a book?
Yeah, thank you. That's something that we try to look at discreet, very with discretion and discernment. Well, first of all, it has to be Christian. It has to be Christian content. It doesn't mean that we won't entertain good books that do not contradict the Christian gospel. As Abraham Kuyper once said, all truth is God's truth, right? So we certainly want books that promote the gospel and that certainly do not contradict the gospel if we go wider. And so theology is very important to us. So it's a doctrinal grid. After that, we're looking for quality. We're looking for quality, because if it's not quality, then we don't want to waste our time or the time of our client with false expectations. But we're also looking for something that captures the interest, that has not been overwrought. There's so many books on, let's say, prayer, and prayer is important. But yet, if there is not something specifically different, distinct, then it's going to be harder to promote. So we're looking for the theologically sound material, we're looking for quality, and we're looking for distinctness, because it's helpful. That's why, let me hearken back to what I said a few minutes before. I think African authors can offer something distinct. Here's a perspective from our point of view, and I think that there will be interest in that, and especially as you and I work together to promote it.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Now we know about Goodwill Rights. Now, personal question: what does Carl like in terms of reading category or genre? What do you like reading as a person?
Oh, as a person. Well, it goes without saying, we're Christians, and so our first book is what? The Bible.
The Bible.
Right?
Yes.
I love business type books, especially if they're written from a perspective that is unique, is inspirational, is motivational. I like that very, very much. I love biographies, good biographies of Christian men and women. Historical books are fascinating for me. Because we learn from the past so that we can not repeat the failures of the past in the future. Right? And you know what? Occasionally I am given, I like the American sport of baseball. And so it's not so much books, but I like to keep up with my favorite team, the New York Mets. So blogs and postings about that, but that sometimes takes me away from my work, so I have to limit that. But yeah, those are Carl's interests, and of course I have to peruse the books that I represent.
Yes.
And naturally, as part of that, I have to keep up on good solid doctrine and theology, and I sometimes wish that I could have 48 hours in a day to do everything I have to do.
Me too.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
There should be two Mercies. There should be two Carls.
Yes.
We can do everything we need to do and read.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome. So what are you currently reading in terms of international Christian? International means American, because, here you're international. I know it's the reverse. You say we are abroad. So for us, you're abroad. So what are you reading in terms of American or, English authors? And then are you reading anything by an African author, African Christian author? Right.
Okay. Well, the last one first. Yes, the African titles that you have shared as part of our journey together. That's part of my reading schedule. I am reading two books that are impacting me at present. One from a secular source and one from a Christian source. Taking deeper dives in. The one from the secular source is 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself. Just great, solid, wise chapters that really come in handy and help me to communicate to others as authors as I coach them or others within that circle. And there is a book that is really impacting me. It's called The Dangerous God. We've heard books written about the good God, the loving God, the gracious God. Tim Keller wrote the book, The Prodigal God.
Yes, the prodigal God.
Right. But you know what? There is a forgotten attribute to mercy, and that God is holy and that he is a wrathful God. And we are hidden in Christ, and so we will not experience that wrath. But wrath gives meaning to the gospel. And we need to examine ourselves very closely so that we do not forget that attribute. Paul says, behold the goodness and the severity of God. Yeah. So we need to hold that in tandem. So those, in short, that's what's on my reading schedule. Okay.
At Goodwill Rights, what is your, I don't want to say bestseller, but I mean, what is your most featured book right now?
Sure.
Very well.
Yes, absolutely. And I can answer that without hesitation. A book called God with Us by Jeremy Pierre. And what is that? It is a unique children's Bible. It is exquisite. Tim Challies, who's very well known in our circles, raves about it. Numerous endorsements. The artwork created for that was meant to transport the child and the reader to a sphere of contemplation. And the narrative is sound, and it's actually from a very unique perspective of two angels, right, walking us through creation, fall, redemption, and restoration. And it helps the child know that in their journey, this is a bad world. God created it, but sin has made it a bad world. And it can be a messy world, but God is with us. God is with us. It's beautiful. It's not even been released, Mercy. Okay. And it's in its fourth printing. The sales are such that it's in its fourth printing.
Yeah.
So that's a book every Christian should have. Every publisher around the world should have.
So why don't we have it at CLC Kenya?
Well, that's a good question. So let's do something about that, young lady.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Awesome.
Good.
Sounds interesting, and I'm very happy you're very passionate. I always know what you're very passionate about, and that's very important. When you started, you said passion is very important. So I'm very happy to get into further conversation around that.
Yes.
Tell me, do you have, let me ask it like this. If you had the chance to invite an African Christian author, maybe that you've, interacted with, or you'd want to have a chat like we are having, or, a convened meeting, do you have that author in mind?
Oh, wow. and I say this not because you're the host of this this platform. You're calling it the Authors Tour.
Book tour.
I think. Okay, book tour. Okay, yes, the book tour.
Yes.
Well, Mercy, you've written a book, yes, and I know the schematic of it, and I thought it was very, very touching. And I think that I would interview you. I would invite you.
No, I'm flattered. You get 100% marks on that one.
Now let me say this, because I really think, yes, that the problems, the challenges, the how you overcame is universal, yes, and you can speak. That speaks. There are issues that are common to us as the, yes, the children of Adam and Eve, right? So I would choose you and interview you. Wow. As a secondary. I would choose any African Christian author who has a broad but popular knowledge of African Christianity.
Wow.
And its importance, and how it's been influenced by the West, and how African Christianity is influencing the West. Awesome. That would be someone that I would be very, very interested in doing what you're doing right now with me, interviewing them.
Yeah.
Developing a webinar together. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I'm very flattered. And
you should be.
Yeah.
You should be. But it's not empty flatter. It's not empty flatter. Yes.
Amen. I believe you. If we are going to meet in 2022, I'm hoping I will have time to, spend a bit of time with you, and we can discuss so many other things that we would want to, yes, do together.
Yes.
So I have 2 last questions. Yes. The first one is, where are you based as Goodwill Rights?
Okay.
Definitely not in Nairobi.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Not yet. All right. Okay.
Yes. Well, our headquarters used to be in Brooklyn, New York, but it is now in Cary, North Carolina, which is a lovely, lovely surroundings, to which we moved in 2020. But by virtue of the staff that I have, we have an office in we continue to have a presence in New York, and I have a colleague and a presence in Krakow, Poland, which oversees. That office oversees our European concerns. So, so we are on 2 continents and growing. So, yes.
Awesome, awesome. When you come to Nairobi or to Kenya, we will welcome you. We will treat you very well. And
thank you.
We look forward to being able to partner together and impact believers and the people we are called to. So you're very much welcome in Kenya, or in East Africa or in Africa, wherever it is that you want to be.
Oh, thank you. I always feel welcomed, and I appreciate that very, very much. Truly.
Awesome. The last question, do you have, are you on social media? Do you have any handles you can share with us so we can check you out?
Yes. Well, we have, you can find me on Facebook as Carl Dobrowolski. And then you can find us under Goodwill Rights Management, just by searching for that. And also under SpurgeonAudiobooks.com, SpurgeonAudiobooks.com. So
awesome.
Yeah, you'll find our posting there, and I welcome interaction with those who are finding us on social media. And also Goodwill Rights and Spurgeon Audiobooks is also on Instagram. So yes.
Awesome. That was really amazing, and amazing 41 minutes. It's a privilege to be able to talk to you, to be able to work with you. We really value our partnership. Our paths crossed for our purpose, and it's been a very good 4 years. And I look forward to many more years where we can be able to do so much together. And also looking forward so much to next year, as we take the books that have been submitted in the award program, let's be able to see how we can penetrate the US market and even the rest of the world. So thank you very much, Carl.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's been a joy. I've enjoyed this. I'm glad you're doing that. Keep it up. And one day I shall interview you.